very overcast morning this morning. I woke up very early, but it isn't very early, it's now very late because I didn't get up when I should have got up and I just laid in bed. And I was thinking about how dark it is, and the mornings are getting lighter later and the evenings are getting darker quicker. It's noticeable how the days are drawing in and getting shorter. And then that got me anxious. And lots of things have been getting me anxious this week. So I thought I'd talk about them. So, night's drawing in. Just means winter's coming, yeah. So what, the days are getting shorter. But when you are dreading the cold and the damp of winter, and I do not know where I'm going to be and what sort of accommodation I'm going to be able to find. I am still looking for, well, actually that's a lie. I was just about to say I'm still looking for a rental, but I haven't looked in a while again, in a few weeks, because I just got fed up with everything saying no pets. Anything that was suitable, half decent, just no pets. So anyway, so that fills me with anxieties because many of the winters here have been miserable, really miserable, and I'm just dreading it. Every time I see the calendar and see September's coming, then it'll be October, I just dread it. I dread the damp, I dread the cold, I dread getting into a bed with horrible cold damp sheets. Anyway, you get the drift. No point in whinging on about it. And then talking of the weather, oh dear, something that's got me thinking, got me a bit anxious, the heat. When I was first thinking of moving to Portugal, I did actually wonder if I could cope with the heat, and that's something I wanted to try out, because it's different just simply not liking it, but if I really couldn't cope with it. Sorry, just wanted to get past that noisy corner with the cars. Yeah, so last month me and Terry went camping to Castelo Branco, and Terry just could not cope with the heat. Well, I'm saying Terry, it's both of us, because it's so different up here. So I'm in the Cantonese area, which is I'm about halfway between Coimbra and the coastline. So we get the coolness from the coast here, I guess, the sea breeze and stuff, but it's completely different. It's completely different from going further interior to like Castelo Branco. When I say Castelo Branco, I'm talking about Fundão, which is in the Castelo Branco region. So yeah, Terry was struggling. So the next time I went, I left Terry behind, or didn't leave him behind. He went to a friend to get looked after while I went, and I stayed in an Airbnb, which was lovely because by 4 o'clock in the afternoon I'm done. I am exhausted. The day's ended. I've got no more energy for the rest of the day because of the heat. So with the Airbnb that I was in, it had air conditioning, and it was really nice to just go back, have somewhere cool to go back to, have a shower, and then just recharge a little bit so that you can carry on with the evening. So my worry and my issue is with the heat. It's not the heat alone. Because we have some very hot days here, but it's just not that can't do absolutely anything. The day's done because you can't do anything out in the heat, kind of hot. So, but it's like just when you can't get any respite from it, it's hot all day. Yeah, it just makes it difficult. So the next time I went back to Castelo Branco, left Terry, I actually stayed near Fundão, left Terry with a friend again, and it was very hot again. And but the place I was staying in wasn't particularly cool. It was so warm and muggy, so you couldn't even go home or go to where you're staying and just cool down, apart from having a cold shower. So that's what worries me. That's what gets me a bit anxious when it's really hot. The nights continue to be hot, and there's just no respite and no way of getting away from it. So yeah, so that's the hot and the summers and the winters worry me or get me anxious, because I can't cope. I'm a wimp with the heat, and apparently I'm a wimp with the cold as well. No, I never knew until I came to Portugal. Thinking about it, I've never struggled with being really hot or being cold ever before in 50 years of life until I came to Portugal. It just never came up in my life before, and now it consumes me. So the next thing is the fires. Obviously there's been fires here every summer that I've been here in Portugal, but this year it feels like it's been particularly bad. Last year I was up north and they was really bad up there, but this year, I don't know, it feels like it's had a bit more of an effect. So this time last week I was in Fundão, and where I was staying, the village, there was just a cloud of smoke. The sky was just smoke with the fires coming over from Arganil. And when I left, I drove over the mountain areas where the fires had been, and the devastation. I mean, just to see hectares and hectares of mountains just burnt to the ground, just everything's just black. And that was, I mean, I've not even suffered the trauma of it. I can't imagine what it must be like for those people seeing the flames coming towards their villages, coming towards their houses, and I feel it, and it's not even I didn't even suffer it. So I just can't imagine. On a good note though, there was some amazing, it looked like acts of God. Terry, this way. There were some houses and villages that were just burnt to the ground. All around them, not the houses and the villages, the area around them was absolutely burnt to cinders, and they were just saved. They were like a green oasis amongst these black mountain ranges. I mean, it must be the good work of the bomberos. And some houses as well, completely untouched and everything burnt to cinders around them, but I can't imagine what it must be like. And the other thing is, where I was staying, the village where I was staying, people had to vacate, people had to leave, they had to evacuate after I'd left. And also I was with my friend Evelyn on a market just this time last week, and she, along with all her animals, had to leave her farm. She was only gone for a day, she's back there now, everything was fine. But I've never had a year where I've just known personally so many people affected. I mean, there's just countless other stories of people that have had to flee, had their places destroyed. So I don't know, it's been on my mind, because the other reason is that I'd seen a place and seen some land, but the fire swept through there as well. So I don't know, it's like I mean, obviously it's always been a consideration, but it seems to be higher on the agenda now. The other thing is, before it was just a case of avoiding large areas of eucalyptus plantation and pine trees, but I've noticed some fires this year in places where you wouldn't normally expect them. I know everywhere's dry, but I'm surprised at some of the fires that have large fires. I mean, obviously you always get some smaller ones that aren't too devastating, but I'm surprised at some of the landscape where there's been some very large fires. It doesn't add up. I don't know. So that's been a concern and a worry for the first time in 4 years, 4 summers, 4 years. That's been much more of a concern this year. I don't know. Maybe I did too much doom scrolling and my mind's, I've done something to my mind. But anyway, that's what's been on my mind. Another thing that's been getting the old thoughts racing is people leaving. I mean, it's always happened since I got here. You've seen people come, you've seen people go. And it's really weird because I've seen a couple of years ago, there was just a few headlines, or a lot of headlines, and quite a few YouTube videos about people leaving. And a couple of big channels did a video, and one kind of said, well, I don't know anyone that's left, you know, apparently it's all in the headlines, but I know lots of them. I think they was talking about Americans particularly as well. I know a lot of Americans, none of them are left. I don't know anyone that's left. And I thought, well, okay, your world and my world is very different, because I've, as I say, since I've got here, always come across people that were here and now they're not. And then it makes me think, am I contributing to the problem? I think I show Portugal how it is. I don't think I sugarcoat it. Or maybe it's not that, it's just that I'm leaving things out. But then you don't want to come across as a moaning negative Nelly, but then you don't want to give a false impression and give people false hope. But I don't know. But yeah, it's just made me a little bit sad, some of the people that have left, and it worries me when I hear some people's reasons for wanting to come to Portugal and their expectations, and you think, well, I don't want to burst your bubble, but yeah, you might struggle with getting them expectations met. I don't know why I brought that up. I don't know why I'm talking about that. Oh, I do know why I'm talking about it. It's because it's things that just have been on my mind. So I should show you where I'm walking. See where we have our dog walk through the countryside. This little farmhouse here, I just think it's so, I love this big tree. It's such a nice tree. You're probably looking at it and thinking, Louise, it's just a tree, but I really like it. Let's walk down and have a look. I think it could make, I could just see that transformed into and brought back to life. Cute little farmhouse. This is the little track to it. It's a lovely big tree. That's what it looks out on. And then the village is just up there. Sometimes, I hope no one lives in it. You might think, don't be ridiculous, but I have literally been filming what I thought were abandoned derelict houses, only to find that someone actually lives in it. But I walk past here every day. I don't think there is. But look, don't you think that's sweet? Don't you think that could be brought back to life? I think it's quite sweet anyway. So yeah, I'd be interested to know if anyone else has felt differently about the fires this year, or yeah, if anyone else has got any thoughts and experiences on what I've been anxious about this week. At least somebody is nice and relaxed. Terry is absolutely loving his bed. He couldn't have one for a while because he was a real bed vandal, but took over a year. Now he doesn't rip them apart anymore, and he absolutely loves his bed.